Well, hello there. This is CJ Ferry, and I got a lot to talk about today. It's rather interesting what's happening here in Fall River, and a lot of us aren't happy. And, you know, Thomas Jefferson said it very well, that when the government no longer represents the people, then the people need to revolt and overthrow the government. It seems that this administration, Mayor Sam Sutter and his cast of minions, have already forgotten the most recent history of Fall River. The people recalled a mayor. They fired the mayor of Fall River. And they elected Sam Sutter for a different situation. So let's look at what he's done so far. First off, he took office at the end of December and said he needs some time to look over the budget and look over the financial situation. Now, Sam is notoriously a data person. He's all about the figures. He's got to look at the data. But the people of Fall River aren't stupid, Mr. Mayor. The people of Fall River are not going to follow you like lemmings over the cliff. No, the people of Fall River want you to act yesterday, and you refuse to do it. You are the missing mayor. The people don't see you. You are unavailable. Everything's got to go through Lou Pacheco, who wouldn't live in Fall River because it's a dump. Okay, this is coming from, and I'm cleaning that up. This is coming from your own chief of staff. Your first action in office was to try to get 2 people added to city ordinance so you could give a couple of friends a job. Okay? We're looking at the committees you're putting together. Since when do assistant district attorneys have anything to do with city management? Your former chief of staff, Lisa Kaminsky, a Fall River resident, is on every committee, including the transition team. The transition team report listed multiple problems in Fall River, but we're fine, according to your transition team. They listed a bunch of people in Fall River, including members of your administration, members of boards, people that serve on committees who haven't paid their taxes, people in the district attorney's office who haven't paid their taxes. But have you, Mr. Mayor, done anything to reach out to these people before this report was generated? And then in my review of this report, I find that some of those properties and some of those people are dead. And the properties have already been sold by the city to take care of those taxes. Are your people really looking at this? Now, I spoke with John Nunes, and John Nunes said very clearly that that report of tax lien properties is accurate as of the mid to end of January. Love the way we get an actual count. And what do you do, Mr. Mayor? You don't even show up to speak to the city council about this budget or about this report. No, you send Lou Pacheco, and again, diversion kicks in. The diversion being that you want it to happen. We started focusing on an armory, the Bank Street Armory, which is used primarily by CD Recreation. So the question that I would start to ask, and I'm currently looking into, is, are they paying rent? Now, we've only recently found out that somehow, by some whim, by some crazy exchange, these people are classified as city employees, but nowhere in ordinances that exist, and they're paying into the pension system. Again, quite possibly illegally. So I've asked for where they are legally city employees allowed to pay into the pension system, because the city has shafted these people. Because if they are not legal employees, if they are not covered under a special act of legislation, which, by the way, we can't do it retroactively, they've been paying into this system for so long, and they're not going to get anything out of it. That was the excuse given to us because pension contributions are diverted by the city council at the behest of your previous administrations to pay for salaries. And they said, oh no, that's the reimbursement we get from CDA for covering the pension costs of the people who work for CD Recreation. No, that's not how it works. We've abused these systems for too long. We've abused Fall River for too long. And Mr. Mayor, you're abusing the people of Fall River now. I'm calling you out. You are abusing the people of Fall River. Like it or not, Mr. Mayor, that's what you're doing. And that is unacceptable. You were asked at your press conference when you announced the waste management team what they're going to do. Amazingly enough, Mr. Mayor, that report is going to take 5 to 6 months to come up with any recommendations. Mr. Mayor, we're not reinventing the wheel, okay? And for Councilor Mioza to bend over and kiss your backside, okay, is unacceptable. This has got to stop. I have spoken to every company that has presented at the previous hearings regarding waste management and the options. And I have found that they can be ready to move forward with presentations at the max. And that's if they take their time. And to quote one individual, that's if I decide to take a week's vacation, okay? Within 30 days. So your waste management team has already been directed to drag their feet. Why? I will tell you why, because I asked you a question. Have you included in the 2016 budget the revenue stream from pay-as-you-throw? And the answer was, I have not committed anything to the 2016 budget. That may be true, Mr. Mayor. But it's amazing how this waste management team doesn't come up with any recommendations until after the budget has been approved and been implemented. Amazing how a pay-as-you-throw program, which is legal according to you, needs you to have passed through emergency preamble on Monday, April, 5th? At 5 o'clock, that's coming up, an ordinance to fine people. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Mayor, you better change that ordinance because you're locking into ordinance the bag fees. Okay? And we already know that by the time this ordinance goes into effect, okay, that the bag fees will be going up. Because you'll be paying more for them. Because it's in the contract, which we're already in breach of. Mr. Mayor, be honest with the people, okay? You need the money because you have budget holes. You need the money because you can't afford it. And the lies need to stop. Members of your team in Fall River have been approached. And questions were asked very innocently by myself and other people. And it was made very clear that the pay-as-you-throw money is used to fill holes in the budget. That's what it was for. We know that. That means it's not a fee, Mr. Mayor. That means it's a tax. That means it's an illegal tax. That means that the previous administration and the current city council has illegally taxed the people of Fall River. And this is what Fall River is all about. It's about the illegality. It's about the political backbiting. It's about the political ass-kissing. It's about making sure that your friends have jobs. And we're seeing it already. We're seeing that jobs are being promised in various departments, in various agencies across the city. You know, I've got a big solution real fast, which I know you and the city council don't have the backbone to do because you can't see it, okay? Fall River is a welfare city in more ways than one. And because of that, we have every social service agency under the sun set up in Fall River. When they do that, they take our services, they don't pay any tax dollars, so they don't pay for those services, and they walk away making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year. And their employees, which is a benefit to the people of Fall River, make bare minimum wages. Sometimes a little more, sometimes minimum, but they're making bare minimum wages. Guess what? Only one benefiting is the nonprofit. It's time for Fall River to enact fees in lieu of taxes for the nonprofits. Just like Providence, just like Boston, just like many other communities have done. But the nonprofits are going to say, oh, we can't do that. But they take high-paying tax properties and converting them into no-paying tax properties. Properties like Charlton Memorial Hospital, People Incorporated, Seven Hills. Those are just the beginning. Sayre Jobs for Progress. And we can go on and on and on. The only properties that I would say should be tax exempt are the church buildings, whether they be Catholic, synagogue, Baptist, whatever. The church building. Not all the ancillary buildings they have, the church building. And those other properties, they get fee in lieu of taxes. I have a solution. Don't say I just gripe. There's a solution, an acceptable solution. And that should work. But do you have the backbone? Does the city council have the backbone? Do any of you have the backbone? I don't know. Kind of scares me. Kind of scares me a great deal. I have to really wonder what the people of Fall River are looking for. I know what they're looking for. They're looking for leadership. They're looking for leadership that is going to get them somewhere. They're looking for leadership that is going to make it happen. Are you going to be that leadership, Mr. Mayor? Or are you going to be Will Flanagan version 2? Because personally, the only thing I'm seeing right now is Secret Agent Man. Secret Sam. Nowhere to be seen. No phone calls. No statements. No representation. You don't show up at meetings. That's okay. I'm the mayor. I don't have to do that. It's unacceptable, Mr. Mayor. And the people of Fall River won't tolerate it. And for you who are watching, don't allow just me to come out and gripe. Don't allow just me to come out and make statements and send guest opinions to the Herald News or make these commentaries. It's time for you to do it. It's time for the people of Fall River to rise up and revolt. Revolt against taxes, revolt against fees, revolt against this government, and let them know you will not tolerate this anymore. If you want Fall River to be great, take all 9. Take the mayor. Take the school committee. Take Meg Mayo Brown. Take every department head you want and drive them out of the city on a rail. It's time for Fall River to take back its future and not sit back and say, woe is me, the state won't give us money. Woe is me, the federal government won't give us money. Woe is me, we need more tax dollars. Because guess what? I don't have a problem paying taxes. I have a problem paying taxes when it's wasted to give a guy who thinks Fall River is a dump $70,000 a year to sit around walking around like he's a Secret Service agent. That's what I have a problem with. I have a problem that when I call the mayor's office and I can't get through to the mayor. I have a problem when I can't step up there and ask him an honest question and get an honest answer. I have a problem when I can't go to a city council meeting and the city council turns around and says, oh, where did we make a mistake? If I needed to list the mistakes, I need 5 hours. This is what Fall River is at now. I have people who grew up in Fall River all over the country that keep in touch with me. This morning, my phone was ringing off the hook. This is not what Fall River wants. This is not what Fall River needs. Fall River needs a future. You want solutions to these problems? You come to us. And don't give me the line, it takes forever in government. It takes forever in government because it serves the politician to take forever. When you look at the private sector, when you look at the private industry, when you look at what's going on, how come in Las Vegas they can build a casino in 1 year and it takes us 10 years to paint a bridge? How come we can build a private building in 1 year, 6 months, and we can't maintain a school in 30. This is why Fall River's in its financial problem, because Fall River doesn't take care of what they have, and they waste their money. And Fall River doesn't seem to care. That's my opinion, and my opinion isn't worth crap. So, thanks for watching. I appreciate the time, and I hope to hear from you in the coming days and weeks. And I hope that you show up at the city council meeting and you make a stink and let them know that you won't tolerate it anymore.